Atalanta and the Footrace. In a time when heroes were born from the will of the gods and legends walked beneath the stars, there lived a maiden swifter than any mortal man. Her name was Atalanta. She was no ordinary girl. Abandoned at birth on a mountainside because her father had wanted a son, Atalanta was raised by a she-bear and nurtured by the wild. She learned to run with the deer and fight like a lioness. She grew fierce, free, and fearless, her spirit untamed and her footsteps as light as wind over grass. She had no interest in spinning wool or sitting at a hearth. She hunted boars, wrestled men, and joined the great quest of the Argonauts. Tales of her strength and beauty spread across the lands, and with fame came suitors, dozens, then hundreds. Men came from far and wide, all hoping to win Atalanta's hand in marriage. But Atalanta had no desire to be claimed like a prize. She longed for adventure, not a wedding veil. Still, the pressure grew, and at last she set a challenge. One she thought no man could win. "If any man wishes to marry me," she declared, "he must first outrun me in a race. If he loses, he dies." It was a deadly bargain, but still they came, confident, bold, foolish. One by one they raced her. One by one they fell behind, panting, stumbling, reaching, but never fast enough, and one by one they paid the price. Then came a man named Hippomenes. He was clever, and he knew that he could not beat Atalanta with speed alone. So he turned to the goddess Aphrodite and begged for her help. The goddess of love, amused and intrigued, gave him 3 golden apples, shimmering like sunlight and sweet as temptation. "Use them wisely," she said, "and you might win both the race and her heart." The day of the race arrived. Atalanta stood tall and poised, her eyes calm, her feet light. The crowd held its breath as the two took their places. Then the horn sounded, and they ran. At once, Atalanta surged ahead, her stride smooth, her speed effortless. But Hippomenes reached into his cloak and threw the first golden apple. It rolled across the path, gleaming in the sun. Atalanta glanced at it. So strange, so beautiful. Just for a moment, she slowed and picked it up. Hippomenes passed her, but she quickly caught up, her breath steady, her eyes on the finish. He threw the second apple. Again she hesitated, curiosity stirring in her heart. She bent to grab it, and he gained a little more ground. Still, she was Atalanta. She chased him down once more, her feet nearly touching his heels. Then, just before the finish line, Hippomenes threw the third apple, not directly in her path, but slightly off to the side, farther away. Atalanta's heart wavered. She didn't want to lose. But the apple shone like a piece of the sun, and something inside her, a whisper of fate or the will of the gods, pulled her toward it. She turned. She reached. She lost a step, and Hippomenes crossed the line. The crowd erupted in shock and awe. The uncatchable Atalanta had been caught. But she did not rage or weep. She looked at the man who had outwitted her, not with force, but with wit and wonder. And to her surprise, she smiled. She kept her promise. She became his wife. Some say their story ends there, happily, with respect and love. Others tell darker versions of passion turned reckless, of divine punishment for forgetting to honor the gods. But in that race, In that moment, a new kind of hero was born, not just one of strength, but of cleverness, strategy, and heart. And so the tale of Atalanta and the Footrace lives on. It reminds us that speed alone cannot win every race, that the heart may be faster than the feet, and that even the fiercest soul can be moved by beauty, by challenge, or by fate dressed in gold.